What up, guys? That Comic Awesome here, doing another review, doing Batman 42. This is part 2 of Everyone Loves Ivy. I've really been enjoying Tom King's run with Batman. And this kind of gets more into now some really good classic Batman stuff. The last couple arcs have been, the Super Friends where Bruce had just proposed to Selina, and they are engaged and kind of going around, having their friends be happy for them, which was really good. There was like some really good quippy stuff, but then we kind of now are getting back into some really good classic Batman. So Ivy has now taken control of the entire planet, including all of the superheroes, and is starting to kind of like reshape it in her image. Bruce kind of sensing something is up, created like an antidote to it, but only had enough time to give it to him and Selina. So they are the only like conscious people in this world. Everyone else is kind of under Ivy's control. And I love this picture where you have like Wayne Manor, and then you just have like Superman kind of floating up above it. So they're watching the news, and everything's A-okay in Ivy Land, and there's like no traffic on the roads. So they decide to go out for a bite to eat. And I like this too, where they get in costume to go out to eat, and Catwoman is like kind of having this one-sided conversation about their wedding, and how like if maybe Ivy could officiate, and then Ivy could also be your best man, and Ivy could be my maid of honor because Ivy is everyone. And so they go to this house, and I love this. Like again, this shows right here that like that Batman knows how the weaknesses of everybody. So he's like, well, come in close, come in close. I want to tell you something, He's like, I love you. And she's like, well, that's very interesting, Baz. We'll try and keep that between us. And he's like, but about the wedding. And he does a whistle, and it causes Superman to like wig out and drop. And it turns out though that Catwoman's like, oh, okay, I was wrong, you did it. Superman with a whistle. And he's like, well, not Superman. Clark knows when to listen and when not to listen. So he makes a very powerful point that if Clark was in control, if Superman was Superman, that he would have been able to filter that sound out. But because Ivy is kind of controlling Superman, she's unable to do that. So you kind of get that weakness. Meanwhile, Catwoman starts this like kind of funny banter about how Bruce should see a therapist because the whole bat thing. And he's like, well, why are you talking? They're going to be here any second. And she's like, I have plenty of time. Just watch. And of course, you see some flash lightning, and then 1, 2, 3, and she knocks out all the flashes, which is pretty hilarious. So they go to this house, and it's not really clear at this point why they're at this house. There's just this old lady who is under Ivy's control. So it essentially is Ivy, but Bruce is looking for someone, looking for a boy or a man or somebody. But they end up getting captured, and I love this. Let me see. Okay. So Bruce essentially boils down that it's something with the food that everyone's eating. And Ivy says, the world was on the brink of destruction, fires, hurricanes, devastation, starvation. The world was trying to kill us before we killed her. And he says, you saved them all. She says, I saved them all. Well, isn't that kind of you? We were all so damn ugly. So you turned us into, roses and made us all a beautiful bouquet. And he says, and now everyone loves Ivy, and I love this. Boom. And she's like, no. And of course, I mean, if you get hit in the face by Superman, it doesn't end well for you. Like, it just doesn't end well. There's a little more. I'm not going to spoil anything, but he's not dead. But that's not a good look for Batman. This is kind of a short one because I really don't want to give too much away. But yeah, I've been liking this series. I would highly recommend picking it up. It's getting now to some really good classic Batman feel. I've been enjoying kind of the back and forth between him and Catwoman. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Subscribe over here. Watch some more videos. Hit me up in the comments. And I will see you next time.